I figure you heard what I was talking about today, but we talked about a bunch of junk. So, um, if you take your A pentatonic and that's position 1, right? If you take the D position 4, then you have, it looks the same as your, let me turn it a little bit. It looks the same as your um, pentatonic, except you add that stretch in on the A string, right? Then you go to your non-stretches, you adjust for the B in this one, and then you have just the single stretch up top. But if you think about it, if you imagined you were starting your A, but pentatonic minor, and you were going to start your A pentatonic minor here on um, your pardon me, your D, um, then you're doing the stretch just like you would have. Then you're staying single. Then you're adjusting for that B because we're not doing the stretch here. We're adjusting for the B. Um, and then you're returning to here like you did with your A minor pentatonic, and you'd typically have one more set of those, right? So it's when you're on a root note, if I wanted to play, let's say the C, so we have A string, B note, right? Open A, B, half step to C. As long as my root note is there, then I can do the pentatonic that I already know. And that goes as well for, I did a video a while ago about, we're going to do, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end of my first pentatonic. That means that's got to be my root note, right? So if I'm here, I can do the same pattern I already knew. 1, 2, right, adjust for the B. Where am I? I lost it now. Well, what were we doing? C, yes, sorry. And I'll slide to that and get my root back in there. Right? That allows us to move up the neck. So instead of, getting to your root, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and getting to my root with my ring finger, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I slide to my root with my ring finger, then I can follow my pentatonic that way that I already knew. I can just now do it here. Whoops. Anyhow, you see how often I play with the pentatonic. The pattern is based on your whole half idea and the tuning of the strings. So if the pattern works on my, let's say, A note here, right? That's an A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be the same if I grabbed this A down here. I'd be 1, 2, adjust for the B, 3, 4, 5, but not a stretch there, even though I'm always used to stretching on that. Okay, what's that note going to be? We're working on the D string. That would be a C. That would be a B. Not a stretch. Okay, no matter where you are, you're going to go, if you've got your pointy finger on a root, you're always going to be able to do, for the minor pentatonic, the stretch, because you're skipping your whole and you go into your half essentially because we're in the minor. So if you happen to have a chord and you know that's going to be based off of here, right? So what's that going to be? That's a D. You always know you're going to be stretch and then no stretch. And you can work right in there even if you wanted to from where you were and not have to worry about whether you're skipping on a B or whether you're throwing in a stretch next. You can stay right near in that octave you're already working in. Let's say, right, we have a D minor here, and that means that up at the 17th fret we must also have a D, because those are the same. Then I can do, oh, I'm off the camera. Right, if we're at a D minor here at the 5th fret, we know the 12th is the same as our nut. So if we come up and we add 5 to the 12, we're at the 17th fret. That means this note and that note are the same, just different octaves. So if that's the case, I can run the same pattern there, doing a stretch, a non-stretch, a non-stretch, a shift for the B without a stretch, and then a stretch. And you hear how that, those are below the root, right? That's our root, so it kind of wants to come home, as that guy keeps talking about. But either way, wherever you are, from your root, if you play a chord, what's that? That's going to be a C. There's my root. You've got a whole scale right there. You don't have to think any further than that. If you play, we've done D, C, let's say we play an E. Well, if I really wanted to, I can call that low string with no finger on there, right? My root, and I can do my stretch, if you want to call it that. And we know that's our E. You can do that up here at the 12th fret too. So you don't necessarily have to learn all the patterns across a fretboard. And if you look at any of those pentatonic patterns, you'll find that if they're on a root, let's see, what note am I playing there? I suck at this game, by the way. There's a B, right? C, oh, that's a D again, so, oh, I got to adjust for the B string. But I'm in minor. Either that D minor or this D minor or whatever. There's a D again. Let's try, what's that note? So if we're there, that's going to change things, right? Because we can only kind of play in there. And we know that's an E, so that's, god damn, that's another D. I'm not even trying to do that. I'm just landing on D everywhere I go. Wherever you are, pointy, pinky, pointy, ring from the root covers a pentatonic scale. Doesn't matter where you go. Anyhow, I've been longer than I meant to be.